Zadandani, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. I know this video doesn't actually show the theory that we'll be talking about today, but today I thought I would talk about a bit of a common-ish theory that I've been getting, and that is, will any of the other Zag heroes be showing up in Miraculous, such as Zack Storm, the power players, and obviously many, many more. Most, of course, we haven't seen yet. However, the possibility that they will show up is always in the backs of our minds. Now, honestly, at some point, I do believe that we will be seeing these other Zag heroes, at least in some extent. Whether or not we actually get to see them actually show up in Miraculous is left up for debate. However, I do believe that at some point we will be seeing them. The only problem is that as of right now, there has been little to no confirmation of any of the actual Zag heroes actually being within the same universe. While obviously certain aspects have kind of overlapped, there's just never been anything that's been concrete enough. One of the big things that we want to think about is the New York special, as that will bring us pretty close to probably a good amount of the Zag heroes. That is the most likely of the specials that we currently know about being actual episodes where we get to meet any of the other Zag heroes, with a decent possibility of Zack Storm actually being connected to a Halloween special in the future. What exactly do I mean? Well, quite simply, it all has to do with what we should expect. First off, power players and many others appear to be taking place in New York. Some have actually been if you look on the wikis for Zag Heroes, you'll actually notice that some of these shows are actually supposed to be taking place in New York. Others are taking place in other locations around the world, but it's a decent thing to be thinking about. The only problem is that as of right now, no characters have actually connected between either of these universes. One of the first things that I think we're going to need to see is actually a character showing up from either the New York special in one of the Power Players episodes, or someone from the comic book showing up in Power Players. There's a lot to it, and it's honestly kind of hard to actually say for sure. The simple fact of the matter is that Power Players doesn't seem to follow the same rules-ish as Miraculous. However, we do know that there are multiple heroes. It wouldn't be that far off to assume that Uncle Andrew was actually originally some hero in New York, and using the shrinking capabilities to basically be a version of Ant-Man. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me if we eventually find out that he actually fought alongside Majestia. The only problem is that we have to wait and see exactly what they're going to say. The simple fact of the matter is that we still haven't seen any connection between these two universes. Honestly, considering the fact that they are in New York, you would at least expect them to be talking about Majestia, or the Owl, or some other superheroes, Doorman, maybe even to a certain extent Ladybug and Cat Noir. The simple fact of the matter is that most likely Power Players will most likely introduce a toy of some of the heroes from the other shows or other connections before we actually get to see an actual connection to them directly. But Zack Storm is in a bit of another situation. Due to the way that the show has is currently ended, leaves a lot of things to be open. For those of you who haven't watched Zack Storm, the way that it ends still leaves them in the seven seas of the um, Bermuda Triangle. However, it does seem like they are getting closer and closer to connecting. The simple fact of for that situation is that Zack has actually introduced more characters that could easily connect into Miraculous than Power Players has. For example, we know for a fact that there are aliens in the Miraculous universe. They have been specifically stated by Bunnix that there are aliens. Ghosts have been specifically mentioned by Master Fu and Ways in the comics, and it would not. And Atlantis has been directly mentioned by Plague to have sunk it. These aspects just kind of connect little by little, and it leaves me to wonder, could the seven seas of the Bermuda Triangle actually connect into Miraculous? Honestly, I could see it happening a lot more likely than Power Play is right now. However, that's another thing. I believe that if there is going to be a Halloween special, most likely something that they would at least think of doing is taking uh, Zack Storm's ghost, I forget what his name is right now, and basically saying that on Halloween he can go outside of the Bermuda Triangle for a brief moment, or brief amount of time, basically to look for people. However, where he ends up being is kind of open for grabs. And most likely what I could imagine them doing is having him either connect with the Miraculous crew, or having him connect with Ghost Force, or another possibility of them connecting with both. The whole canonicity of all of these universes combining has always been a bit of a weird situation. Honestly, I would see the movie, which is going to be done by Jeremy Sag, to actually be more likely to connect to these other shows than the original Miraculous, just due to the fact that this is Zag's project, not Thomas Ostrich's project. And there's a lot to do with that whole situation. The fact of the matter is that Miraculous could connect or could not. It all depends on how they decide to run the system. And while I do feel that they are going to connect certain things like Ghost Force, Pixie Girl, and things like that, and possibly Zack Storm, and possibly a few others, right now the only ones that we can say for sure are the ones that have actually had some decent confirmation between the two series, such as the fact that the one that is supposed to be in London, I believe, I'm forgetting who they are right now, actually has a character that was originally going to be in the Quantum Kids. And we still haven't seen anything from any of the shows that are supposedly going to be taking place in New York. Currently, there's no confirmation on really any of these shows or movies when exactly they're going to happen. So we'll just have to wait and see exactly what they're going to do. And while I do love to hear your theories about these connections, it's honestly really hard to make good guesses here. And while I will say that most likely we will be getting more from these other shows, quite honestly, they aren't as popular as Miraculous. This is honestly a problem with a lot of studios, as many times when a young studio, they have one great hit and then it's a big maybe on the others. And honestly, that's how Power Players and Zack Storm kind of feel right now. They're kind of a hit or miss series. So we'll just have to wait and see exactly what comes of these three shows and whether they will connect. But it honestly does depend on how well these shows do. So if you do want to see them actually connect, I would start suggesting to start watching these other shows, especially on Netflix, because that's going to be the best option. Um, Honestly, if you really want to just uh, get them a lot of money, what I might suggest is after you've watched them one time, replay them to like, even if you're not actually watching it, set up your TV to say to keep watching it, and maybe it will be something cool. I don't know. Um, it kind of depends on how you want to deal with the whole situation. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you have any of your own theories about Miraculous or My Hero Academia or literally anything else I talk about on this channel, like seriously, I'm going to be talking about some of those mangas soon. It's just taking me a bit of time to formulate some good theories. But we'll talk about them soon. But anyways, guys, hopefully that has helped clear some things up. Of course, like I said, leave your theories down in the comments below. If you are going to leave a theory, make sure you use the hashtag #TheoryReview. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even more, then definitely head down to the description and check out all the links down there. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I'll see you guys next time. But on!